Good evening. Very few people get to be remembered when they're gone as having changed the world while alive. Margaret Thatcher is being remembered that way tonight after word arrived today of the death of this woman who was given the title Iron Lady by the Soviets. She was an inspiration to many women, many conservatives, a lot of Brits, and a whole lot of Americans who felt as if they knew her long before Meryl Streep portrayed her. Like a lot of trailblazers, she was tough. She was very controversial, especially in the UK, but she reformed her own country and helped to make the Cold War fade into history. She died today at the age of 87, and as we go on the air tonight in London, the flag over Parliament is at half-staff, marking her 11 years of service as Prime Minister. Our Chief Foreign Affairs correspondent, Andrea Mitchell, starts us off tonight with a look back.
He would rather have the poor poorer, provided the rich were less rich. That is the Liberal policy. I'm enjoying this.
She was a woman playing a man's game, delighting in the sheer combat.
Margaret Thatcher didn't just lead our country, she saved our country.
A grocer's daughter, she rode into office on public anger over strikes, inflation, and unemployment, taking on the trade unions and crushing them.
What we've got is an attempt to substitute the rule of the mob for the rule of law, and it must not succeed.
Thatcher opposed immigration, forced through radical budget cuts, and fought communism. The Soviets called her the Iron Lady, and it stuck.
The Iron Lady of the Western world.
In Ronald Reagan, she found her ideological soulmate, a matched pair of Cold Warriors. She was first to say Mikhail Gorbachev was a different kind of Soviet leader, and Reagan listened.
I like Mr. Gorbachev. We can do business together.
If we had been hostile, if Margaret Thatcher hadn't said, I believe we can do business with this man, it might have been a different outcome or it might have taken longer.
Reagan supported Thatcher's war with Argentina over the Falkland Islands, admired her defiance of IRA hunger strikes and her grit.
The ladies not for turning.
Thatcher was undaunted by an IRA assassination attempt.
The conference will go on as usual.
Thatcher and Reagan had only one disagreement when Reagan invaded the Commonwealth island of Grenada.
And Margaret told President Reagan, she said, you know, Ronnie, this is notification, it's not consultation.
As Reagan prepared to leave office, Thatcher predicted Gorbachev would bring down the Iron Curtain.
How would you rate his chances of success, of really doing something to open up that rigid society?
I think he's already made changes. I think the greater openness of discussion, debate, both in the public media and privately, is a very great step forward.
When Iraq invaded Kuwait, Thatcher famously advised President Bush, now's not the time to go wobbly. After 11 years as Prime Minister, Thatcher was forced out in a party coup, but was still an icon decades later, portrayed by Meryl Streep.
I will not negotiate with criminals or thugs.
In 2004, Thatcher eulogized Reagan on video.
We have lost a great president, a great American.
Although ailing, she attended the funeral and burial in California. They had a special relationship, as Nancy Reagan remembered today.
Oh, they did. They certainly did. From the very beginning, the first time they met. And, of course, I loved it that she and Ronnie were as close as they were.
Colin Powell said today that she was a leader first who happened to be a woman, but became an inspiration to other women leaders who followed. Brian?
Andrea Mitchell in our Washington newsroom tonight. Andrea, thanks.